Hi. I wanted to talk about soulmate vibration or something like that. So, there's certain people that each of us might be able to get along with in an unusual way that's really like healthy for us. And I'm not talking about like documented health. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about like the list of uh, personality um, and things that people have in common. I'm not talking about list and things that people can chart on like a chalkboard or in their journals or diaries that are supposed to be kept secret. Not publicly displayed and exploited, things like that. Anyway, so kind of noticed something very odd that really saddened me on TV, social media, online stuff. Okay. And I saw people with the wrong people, and I kind of wondered why that happened. And I thought to myself, well, maybe if they didn't like target somebody on social media, hatefully to steal from that particular person. I kind of thought, if the person they thought was, a robot was actually human, then maybe the people on social media's soulmate the ones that were attacking somebody maliciously since birth, etc., childhood. Maybe they would be a lot happier if they didn't attack their soulmate on social media, etc., murderously. Anyway, so I watch TV, I see all these divorces, broken up relationships, and the list goes on. And I'm just kind of like, well, I spent my youth preparing for a soulmate, and I found out I might have multiple soulmates. Truthfully. Okay, so if people are, you know, being hateful to their soulmate due to hypnotism, subconscious mind control. In other words, not exactly malicious, but some cruel people hypnotize them to be cruel to their own soul mate. Isn't that horrible? So this I noticed on social media, and I wanted to address that big problem. So I figured, hey, maybe people could pursue happiness on social media instead of beating somebody up they think is a robot to get a like. Instead of murdering somebody that actually might be their soulmate and just, you know, things like that. Not everybody on social media is my soulmate. I'm not saying that. Okay. But there are people that people vibe with. I'm not saying the people that hypnotize themselves to vibe with a certain group of people. That's kind of fake. And I don't like fake. I like truth. Okay. So I kind of pursue truth even if I've been wrong at times because I was hypnotized to believe a lie. Okay. Okay, so the soulmate thing, I noticed a bunch of soulmate BS online. Some of that there's some truth in what they're saying. It's kind of a learned process. I'm not talking about it. I've been called it, but that's not my name. I'm not an it, but I've been called it. I don't like that, so stop. Tag, you're it. I remember those games. I didn't like being tagged maliciously. See what I'm saying? So the moment somebody else tagged me, for example, called me an it, and decided to treat me hypocritically and hate on me behind my back and give me the old birdie sign. Literally, a soulmate ended up doing that to me due to a hypnotism, due to religious lies, and then a whole bunch of other people followed along. Something's wrong with that. Not necessarily that person, but the hypnotism, the religious views that limit a person and decide to call them a robot, a person a robot, just because their view is completely different than a religious view. Kind of weird, huh? Inhumane, to say the least. Very inhumane. So, for example, if religion is hindering me from being with my soulmates, I'm gonna avoid religion because, truthfully, my soul is more important than religious lies about what a soul is or is not. Because I was misidentified. My soul is very real, but I was mistaken for a robot due to religious belief by illegal immigrants, stuff like that. And I'm a legal citizen. Let's see. So, and then there's these religious marriages that get in the way of true soulmate love and vibrations. So they kind of ruin the soul. And you would think religion would help heal the soul. Nope. Breaks the soul, tears them up, calls them robots. If they're not, all believing the dogma they're teaching or the lies, kind of thing. Their assumption about God and reality and truth, the way they think, things ought to be. So I've seen a lot of sad souls out there, and I've heard a lot of people weeping, especially since, this whole COVID experience. But truthfully, I've been weeping since I can remember. I mean, even when I'm not, I feel my soul weeping because I've been very grieved. I mean, I'm a healthy person to be around. I'm sane, I'm stable, but because there was these rumors and the things they did to my head, weaponized my head, they literally they made, they dehumanized me. They split up my relationships with people that I was really close to and had those people hate on me continuously. So I wasn't even aware of all that happened to my head. I was hypnotized so much in religious communities and even in sub-communities and things like that. Subliminal communities, okay? Okay. So if say my soulmates are on social media and they were hypnotized against me to persecute me just to get a like or a view or an online account, something is, not right about that, and they're going to be unhappy because they're persecuting me, their soulmate. I'm not talking about feet. I use that as an allegory, and something really bad happened to the soles of my feet also by abusive religious people when I was under a hypnotism. I'm not a snake, by the way. I don't appreciate being compared to a snake. I'm not offended by snakes, but I don't appreciate being called a snake when I am not a snake. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so if soulmates hate their own soulmates, then no one's going to be happy. The soul is what keeps our bodies moving. The life force. Okay, not everybody has a soul. Okay. Because there's different beings out there. But I am a soul being. I am a human. Soul. So if people are persecuting me, crucifying me to get some kind of blessing or some kind of manifestation, they're stealing from me and my soul. And when they do that to me, there is a consequence for every time they do that to me, to my soul, to my body. I am not a giant. But I've been mistaken for a giant because of what they did wrong to my head. But I'm actually quite short. Doesn't mean I can't be taller. But I'm just saying I like to be myself. I like my soulmates. Very hard to be with them, though, with what happened. And you wonder what happened to the soul of the nation, of this nation, America. You wonder. If you mess with, say, the soul of the God of this nation, then y'all are literally going, like going to be weeping and gnashing your teeth. You know what I mean? Like things like that. You know what I'm saying? That saying, one nation under God. Not God under one nation, but one nation under God. But the nation made a mistake and put God under, kind of thing. So nobody was able to really pursue true happiness. Some things happened to my body that I did not have a choice to avoid because I was taken advantage of as a child. So I was chipped in my wrist by an illegal immigrant that posed as some kind of nurse practitioner. The moment they put that chip in my wrist, things really got bad for me. And then something was put in my head. Also, so I didn't choose that. That was forced into my body. I was very grieved. Not something I wanted. So they had done that to me and took advantage of everything I was doing, everything I have been doing. Looking through me and weaponizing me, crucifying me. Very horrible. And that is like beyond the definition of inhumane. I didn't exactly complain either. So I don't like seeing people having to say hi to me, but they're really saying hi to the people that are looking through me. You see how unfriendly that is? You see how horrible that is? Okay, that's very hurtful to my soul, okay? So if my soulmates were convinced on social media as a requirement to get an account or to get in a certain amount of money or whatever to like hurt me like that, then my soulmates were also hurt. And so was everybody involved. There's consequences for hurting my soul and messing up my body like that and causing people that really love me to treat me horrible like that through a hypnotism. So, mass mind control, things like that, that really does happen. I mean, in case you haven't noticed, very cruel, horrible. I mean, even the earth got pissed off at everyone that hurt me. Literally. That was how bad I was hurt. That's how bad my soul was hurt. My blood was crying out. Yes, I'm right here. I'm in this body. I still, have blood in my body, but taking my excretions and putting that in plants and food, that's just, and then like telepathically murdering me and the I'm saying that's insane. Weird. I mean, even people in authority, so-called, that's how they got there? Was being so cruel and heartless? And then they go on their own hypocritical campaigns and say, and then they pay for, they help those who hurt me and are getting the wrath of God. They help them and they help better their life while, I've been stolen from, I mean, I wore scarlet when I was a child. I was walking down the streets for miles without my own place. See what I'm saying? How horrible? And these social media excursions, like, got my soulmates involved and hurting me. This is so cruel. I had a much better view for social media, meaning I had a better intention, something that would really bring people happiness, but jeez, you all brought misery. Your heart's intention and the way you control people's minds for those who hypnotize and things like that. I mean, wow, it's horrible. I'm against terrorism, you know? But terrorism really started manifesting the moment they messed with me. I'm saying, when somebody like did some kind of horrible act against me on social media, you know, like, for example, attacking a welcome mat with my information on, subtly, you know, and all of a sudden they wondered why they were attacked by some kind of rug. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, so the whole soulmate vibration, I'm not depressed. Kind of had to work through things on my own in a healthy way, despite the horror out there. You know what I'm saying? I watch news stations just to see what else is going on out there, you know, and I see some news stations, they're completely biased. Politically, I mean, they're literally one way only. And I'm like, what if you're wrong? You let some politicians bribe you by paying you and to do something against your own soul. And so you're up there, you know, not being your true self. Sound really bitter and hateful. I don't want to watch you. You know, I just kind of like, may as well flick you all off because your news is freaking biased. It's like you don't think for yourself, you know, you get paid and, you know, just do whatever somebody puppets you to do against me or, you know, whatever. Subtly, you know, subtly. You can't hide from, you know, God. You just can't. You can't hide your true intentions. You know what I'm saying? You know what's really funny is the religious people are like, when is the Lord gonna return? And I'm like, what do you mean? Maybe if you would stop beating up the Lord every time the Lord resurrects to return. You know what I mean? They're like crucifying the Lord in their sermons and their bank accounts, their social media, and trying to get the Lord's blessing. And I'm like, I don't want the Lord's blessing. Let the Lord have his own blessing. You know what I mean? I don't want the Lord's healing. Let the Lord have his own healing. I don't want to snatch the Lord's healing from his body being healed. You know what I mean? But that's what they're doing. So, and I do know, because I've been to so many congregations regularly. Very disappointed. I don't want to be a part of that anymore. I don't go to any places anymore, religious places. If I do, I'm definitely like hating every moment. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't. They limit God, they limit me. So, anyway, I prefer freedom from religion. There's a big difference. Make sure you know the true translation of things like the Constitution and the Bible if you're going to preach that and utilize that. See what I'm saying? The religious were like crucifying the God of this nation to get rich. I mean, America. Okay. I'm like, and they're letting illegal immigrants I'm not impressed with that. Illegal immigrants. They don't know the English language. They demand they've been demanding their rights in their own language to be the language of this nation. They try to go into a tribe, because the tribes were not exactly natives. They were actually foreigners, illegal immigrants, that made themselves out to be natives. So they tried to take over the land and politics and American jobs through the wrong way, like weaponizing my head and things like that. Okay. The reason I'm bringing up them again in this video is because they really messed up the soul of this nation ignorantly due to false teachings. They came here from other nations, other places, to rape the president, the rightful president of this nation. I mean, I've heard their threats online. Kind of pay attention. Like I said, I'm not into terrorism for a reason. I get protective of my own nation and my soulmates. Okay? They were killing animals. evil stewards of the land. They don't belong here. That messes up soulmate vibrations. That messes up them too. Why the heck are they coming over here? They're ruining their own countrymen when they do that. There's a curse that comes upon them. Why would the American government smuggle illegal immigrants in to America? You see how stupid that is? Not wise. That's because illegal immigrants got into the American government. Okay? Not happy with that. But there's a curse that falls upon everyone that tries to do that stuff. Literally. Automatically. That's why, if you haven't noticed, worldwide, many leaders, so-called, have been stepping down. Okay? They kind of got a reality check with fear and trembling. I really want, the soul of the nation to be healed. But anyway. I'm not interested in marrying people just because they're the opposite gender of me. I'm not interested in marrying through a religious practice or belief. That's not soulmate. Love. So many people regret their marriages. They're not with their real soulmate. See what they did? They separated me from my soulmates, and they all got separated from their true soulmates. The ones involved. Isn't that weird? So I finally get on social media the right way, not murdering people. I came with a pure heart. And people started freaking out on social media. Because I was a lot of people's target on social media. I was like their hidden target. They stole my artwork. Things like that. I couldn't even do things that I loved because they were stealing things right through me, my head, etc. I really wanted people to be happy. But they made me so unhappy. How can they be happy if they're making a human with a soul unhappy? Literally, there is a curse that's irrevocable that comes upon people. You know what I'm saying? When they do things like that. I'm different. I know that. I'm still human. Really. Not exactly, but you see these lights behind me? Like that one? Right there where I'm pointing? Those ones. They kind of look like stars. But to me, they remind me of souls. So, souls are like stars. Okay. There's light within me, but that light is not to be disrespected. You see what I'm saying? But the light within me has been murderously, hatefully disrespected. People were so hateful towards me and my soul. I'm like, what the heck's wrong with them? But the different hypnotisms, there's movies and songs that are hateful, that have a hateful agenda in the background of their songs, the hidden words and meditations and things like that. Telepathy involved. Why in the world would you want to be anybody but your true self? See what I'm saying? Like, the moment you all tried to be me or tried to take credit for what I did was the moment you lost yourself. That's repulsive to me. I like truth. I don't like when people are a bunch of phony balonies, you know? Kind of thing. I don't like being used like a puppet. I don't like attracting people that I do not like and that really do not vibe with me just because of what they did wrong to my head. Just so they can be seen through my head and get popular or something. See how horrible that is? Every time they do that, they're messing up the vibration of the earth. They're messing up the vibration of everyone else's soul when they do that to me. When they have the people approach me that I don't want to see, like illegal immigrants, that attacked me because of my white color, my white skin. Okay? Literally. I don't want to see them. I don't want to interact with them. They don't belong here. I'm not a doormat. I don't like being walked on. I don't like being misused. I don't like being surrounded by my enemies. But that's what happened. So, people with souls The moment they attacked me and allowed those things to happen is the moment their sadness came also. So I didn't know certain very important things about me until I myself began to notice my voice change and the way I felt changed. And I was not doing that to myself. I was not trying to be somebody I'm not. I was not trying to be another gender or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be me. So this is just a birthmark. That's just a birthmark. Really. Butterfly birthmark. But I've had so many people look at my head like a piece of artwork. And even though it's the same birthmark, butterfly birthmark, they saw something different. Like I'm, some kind of Urim Thummim, whatever that word is. You see what I'm saying? Like, just a birthmark, not a subliminal message. Please stop harassing me because of my head. Yeah. Literally just a birthmark. That's all that was. That was a special, it was like a beautiful thing for me, Something beautiful about myself that I liked. I was mistaken for a whole lot of other things and actually harmed. My head was harmed just because I had that birthmark. It's like, have you all looked at your own bodies? See what I'm saying? You put me under a microscope, basically. Literally. Have you all looked at yourselves? Examined yourselves? You were totally off about me. You know what I'm saying? How are you gonna be happy if you're constantly examining me and invading my privacy? And then some of you wonder why there's been so many cameras out there over the years. Well, the moment they made my head into some kind of camera, the moment everybody else's privacy was invaded, you really messed with the wrong person when you did that to me. Okay? There's a reason why illegal immigrants should not be allowed in this nation. There's a reason why illegal immigrants should not be empowered when they visit this nation. Okay? Literally, to protect the soul of a nation, etc. And now there's illegal immigrants that illegally try to obtain citizenship. So they call themselves citizens, they have some little documentation, but they're not legit citizens. There's a difference. I am a legitimate citizen. I have legal authority in this nation. But all those years, I was treated like some foreigner, some illegal immigrant, some type of robot, and hated. Seemed like constantly. And I had no idea why that was happening to me. Till I met someone vital to humanity, very important person. VIP to me. I'm still kind of waiting to talk about that experience, but kind of have to build up to that because of what happened. So traumatic for me and all those other people involved. So I like to use words poetically, and I enjoy words, English words. But sometimes my own words have been mistaken and completely taken the wrong way. Completely taken the wrong way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's not what I meant. Why didn't you just, ask me? What do you mean by this? Because this is the way I took what you said. That's actually more of a healthy approach to communication. I feel like, what did you mean by this comment? And instead of going through some annoying service, that could totally be misled by a comment that was actually a good comment. I mean, there's obvious things, but there's obvious things that need to be addressed, but I'm just like, why? Why were all these people offended by me? You know what I mean? At some point. I'm not saying right at the moment. The reason I'm saying that is to use myself as an example because of what I've been through, to help with the soulmate problem that's been going on worldwide. When a soulmate wrongs another soulmate, meaning each other's soulmate, true soulmate, that's destructive to the soul. That's destructive to livelihood. So my livelihood's been struggling since my childhood. I could have been very wealthy, apparently, but all these people made money off of me through my head. I mean, I see all my stuff online and everybody else took credit for that. And they got paid and I didn't, for all my hard work. And all the horrible things I went through to learn a lesson, to teach a lesson. Literally, there's a curse that falls on everyone involved when that happens. COVID was one of those curses. And I didn't have to do anything, but because they tried to hurt me with that returned to sender, and they all got hit with that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even have to lift a finger for that to return to sender. You see what I'm saying? Alright, so if this whole soulmate vibration thing, if you, this is a little tip, if you want to be with your true soulmate, or soulmates if there's others, you really need to stop and make sure you're not like hating on the soul, on your own soul, on the soul of the nation, you know what I mean, like the God soul. The moment you attack the soul of God, and let's say God got attacked by everyone in the earth at some point due to hypnotism and due to social media. I'm saying that actually happened. And they wonder why all the flooding and earthquakes and volcanic eruptions happened. They wonder why COVID happened. Try to play the blame game on somebody or another nation, but really they were the ones who attacked the soul of God. You know what I mean? Like, Alright. There's a lot more to that, but kind of like the beginning of something that happened that was horrible, and the consequences are kind of going against the people involved. So I mean, there's like animal resurrections going on for the animals that were stabbed to death and murdered by illegal immigrants and religious people that hated the soul of God. You know what I'm saying? They kind of came back like, to life. About 3 more for everyone that was murdered. Okay. Came back to haunt them, kind of thing. Ah. Okay,